Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is our video number 21 in our Christian and Muslim dialogue, and we will try to continue our discussion about the accuracy of the present Bible and if it is really holy or it is really pure God word. That's what we will start to explain and go ahead in our study for that subject. With regard to holy books revealed from God to prophet, it must be reach us in accurate and perfect way. It must be free from any mistakes or contradictions. Otherwise, it will lose its holiness. Because it is from Allah, from God, the all-knowing, and Allah is the perfect. So, it is not accepted to find minor or major errors and contradiction in a book revealed from Him. In the existing Bibles, we can find contradictions between the Bibles recorded by different persons. I will show you few examples from hundreds of contradiction we can find in the existent Bible. Let us read from the Bible and see the credibility of such a claim. About the story of the death of Judah after he betrayed Jesus, peace be upon him, and informed about his place, which was the reason for catching him for the alleged crucifixion, as per Bible. And I want to say again, apologize about my pronunciation, because I am not of, my language is not English mother language. My mother language is Arabic, so sometimes I find difficult while I pronounce some abbreviation. But I hope, inshallah, I will be able to deliver what I want to deliver for you. So, about this story, and according to Matthew, H.Hegazy 27, verse from 5 to 10 in the New Testament, under the title, Judas hangs himself. And we can read from the verse, So Judas threw the money in the temple and left. Then he went away and hanged himself. After that, in verse number 6, the chief priest picked up the coin and said, "It is against the law to put this into the treasury, since it is blood money." So they decided to use the money to buy the potter's field as a burial place for foreigner. And in verse number 10, and they used them to buy the potter's field. Okay? According to Act, H.Hegazy number 1, verse number 18, New Testament also, in verse number 18, it's mentioned that Judas himself bought a field. There he fell headlong, his body burst open, and all his intestines spilled out. Conclusion. According to Matthew, Judah threw the money into the temple, and he hanged himself, and the priest used the money to buy the potter's field. According to Acts, Judah bought the field by himself, and he fell on his face and died. So there is difference between the two stories in the different Gospels. Again, in another story under the title "The Face of the Centurion." According to Matthew, Ishah number 8, verse from 5 to 8, the New Testament, when Jesus, peace be upon him, had entered Capernaum, a centurion came to him, asking for help. "The Lord," he said, "my servant lies at home, paralyzed and in terrible suffering." Take care that the centurion came to Jesus by himself and asked by himself. Okay? Jesus said to him, "I will go and heal him." The centurion replied, "Lord, I don't deserve to have you come under my roof, but just say the word and my servant will be healed." According to Luke, Ishah number 7, verse from 6 to 7 in the New Testament, and I will read now from the Bible. "He was not far from the house," Jesus said, "when the centurion sent a friend." He didn't go by himself. He sent a friend to say to him, "Lord, don't trouble yourself, for I do not deserve to have you come under my roof. That is why I did not even consider myself worthy to come to you, but say the word and my servant will be healed." Conclusion. According to Matthew, the centurion went by himself to Jesus, peace be upon him. According to Luke, the centurion sent a friend. So there is difference between the two stories according to the two Gospels again. Also, about the story of the prediction of Jesus, peace be upon him, about Peter denial. According to Luke, I am try to go to our target directly because if I will read all the story, we will not finish our explanation. If you want to return, that's why I give the verse number and the verse Ishah and everything, because you can read by yourself easy and take your time. But I cannot bring all the story, otherwise it will take very long time. So anyhow, about the story of the prediction of Jesus, peace be upon him, about Peter's denial. According to Luke 22, verse number 34, New Testament, Jesus answered, "I tell you, Peter, before the rooster crows today, you will deny 3 times that you know me." And in the verse 60 and 61, just as he was speaking, the rooster crowed. The Lord turned and looked straight at Peter. Then Peter remembered the words that the Lord has spoken to him. "Before the rooster crows today, you will disown me 3 times. But according to Mark, Ishah 14, 1-4, verse number 30, it's mentioned like the story mentioned like that. "Truly, I tell you," Jesus answered, "today, yes, tonight, before the rooster crows twice," not 1 time like there, here twice, "you yourself will disown me 3 times. And in the verse 72, immediately the rooster crowed the 2nd time. Then Peter remembered the word Jesus has spoken to him. "Before the rooster crows twice, you will disown me 3 times. And he broke down and wept. Conclusion. According to Luke, Peter denies that he knows Jesus, peace be upon him, 3 times before the rooster cross one time. But according to Mark, Peter denies that he knows Jesus 3 times before the rooster crows 2 times. So there is also a difference in the 2 stories according to the 2 Gospels. And I want to draw your attention that the Lord here is not mean that Jesus is a God or Son of God, because this is another story. We will give a long explanation and conversation about that when we reach this point in our report. Also, under the title "The Tent of Meeting," according, again, I will not mention the whole story because the story is long. I read it, but it is long. If we go on through it, we need every video not less than 1 or 2 hours. But you can return to the Bible as I give the numbers of the verses and read yourself, and you see, check. So according to Exodus, Ishah 33, verse number 11 in the Old Testament. I try to give some from New Testament and some from Old Testament also. The Lord would speak to Moses face to face as one speak to a friend. Look in the Exodus 33, the verse 11 say, the Lord would speak to Moses face to face as one speak to a friend. But according to verse number 20 in the same Ishah, but he said, this means speaking about God, he said, God said to Moses, you cannot see my face, for no one may see me and alive. This is, here, conclusion, in verse 11, Moses, peace be upon him, speak to God face to face, as if one speaking to his friend. But according to verse 20, God informs that if someone see his face, he will die. So, through this study, we can investigate the obvious difference between the events of the same story between the different Gospels, which is clear evidence that this is not revelation from God. How can be this a revelation? If it is a revelation, it will be identical. It will be identical by even a letter, because it is revelation from God to prophet, which must be accurate and perfect, like Quran. Anyhow, we now reach the end of this video, and I want to apologize if I delay for some time between the video and the next one, because also I am trying to match between my work and this explanations and videos, and sometimes the pressure of work increase, and I become not able to find enough time. But if happens that I delay for some time, you forgive me, because it is because of the work. Thank you, and we are together inshallah till the complete our study together, and till be convinced and give all the evidence about all what we speak and about all our claim, and that is which is the religion which is right, and which is and must be followed, and what we will complete our study together. And I hope Allah will help me to finish this study before I live this life to be a reason for a reward from our Creator, inshallah, and maybe it will be a reason for someone to enter paradise. And I hope that all of us will be gathered there, inshallah. Thank you, and see you later. See you soon, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.